Armstrong, the gray beard. What's happening? Kimberly DB Hill. What's going on? Kimberly Jane, Simply Jess. What's happening? What's going on? Josh Andrews. So, what's happening, everybody? Good to see you. Happy Monday to you. Thanks for joining. January 31st, we are bringing our month of confidence to a close, and I'm excited. I'm excited for us to be together because as we've been going through this month, I believe that we have been growing and we've been taking action, right? Not simply just listening to things and all right, being inspired and okay, this is fantastic. That's great. No, we've been listening, but we've been doing, right? We've been engaging with one another, but we've been moving forward too. We are not at the same place we were at the beginning of the year. Some things have been completed, some things have got done. We've taken the impossible, we've moved to that place of possible, and we're looking at bringing it to that place of being done, completion. This year is going to be a different year, not because we talked about it, not because we've strategized and we dreamed about it and created vision boards and wrote some things down. No, this year will be a different year because it'll be a year of taking action. You want to see some difference, you want to see some change in your life, then it's going to require something of you. One thing we talked about this month was the fact that confidence is going to make you pay. It's going to make you pay a price. So we get to pay a price to be more confident. We don't just get to simply, oh, please, Kimberly Jane, tell your daughter that I'm so happy that she enjoys my TikToks and I'm honored that she enjoys them. So listen, if we want to move forward, confidence says we have to pay the price. And the price is where confidence is built. It's not built off of hopes and dreams and wishes. Action will change your life. And so tonight, as we end one month, right? 31 days in, we're ending the month of January, but we're also being presented with this opportunity called a new month. We're presented with this each and every day that we keep living. It's a new day, but we're moving into a new month. The calendar changes. We flip the calendar. We go from January, we go to February. The energy, the vibe changes. If you've gone to a store or if you've been out in the last, few days, the last few weeks, even prior to the new year changing over, you probably saw like reds and pink and flowers and all this kind of stuff. Why? Because there was an anticipation that in this month of February, there was going to be a brand new vibe. There's going to be a brand new agenda. There's going to be a brand new thought. And what's that thought going to be? Love. It's going to be all about love. This is all about Valentine's Day. And there's a focus on Valentine's Day. And yeah, sure, people are going to want to make money off of love. It's a big business. I get it. But the fact remains there's going to be a transition in just a number of hours, depending on where you are. There's going to be a transition into another type of theme and another type of thought. And for me, I'm rolling with that, right? I happen to be a fan of love. I happen to be a fan of romance and relationships, not just romantic relationships, but I do love them. I love marriage. I love the process of two people going through the process of understanding one another because I enjoy the process of learning how to relate to someone. I think it's fun. I think it is a gift that we as people are given, that we get to actually engage with someone else who has a completely different experience from us in life, and we get to learn about them. Now, listen, some people we may not want to learn about. I get that. Some people, they're not our cup of tea. I get that. I understand. But sometimes you meet people or you're engaged with family members or friends and you get an opportunity to meet someone and you get to develop a relationship. How do I get to operate in reference to someone else? So in a matter of a couple hours, we head into February, and the theme is going to be about love. We're going to talk about it a lot. We're going to share about it a lot. And it's going to be a fantastic month. But this final day of January, we have to close it out strong as we talk about confidence. And one of the things I wanted to address, the thing that I wanted to address tonight was this thought, this question. Are you hungry enough to be confident? Do you have a hungry confidence where you decide and you say, okay, I'm so confident and I'm so hungry for confidence that I'm going to move forward and I'm going to take action in my life? And so there was this thought that came to my mind that even though when you're walking through life, and you go through what may seem to be a valley of darkness. You're walking in this place, what we can call a valley of darkness. Are you willing to understand that even though there is so much darkness around you, that you say, I'm not even going to be afraid. I'm not going to fear what can happen. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm so hungry for what's ahead of me. I'm so hungry for the potential that is within me that I'm going to keep moving even in this dark place, even though I'm not really sure of everything that's ahead of me or those things that are around me. I'm not fully sure. Everything is not clear. I don't really see it all. I don't know how I can get there right now, but I'm going to move forward anyway. Even in this valley, even though some things in my life have died, even though some situations and some circumstances and some relationships haven't worked out the way that I want, some things have died, but I'm going to keep moving, even in the valley of the shadow of this death. I'm not going to be afraid, not fearing evil. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. There's some comfort that I find. And there's great passage in my favorite book that says that in the presence of your enemies, a table is being prepared for you. And so what I liked about this thought of a table being prepared in the presence of your enemies is this. For one, those people, your enemies, those people that are carrying an opposing type mental and physical and just energy and spirit about them, those opposers, they're not necessarily going anywhere. And so often we want the people that are opposing us to be gone. If they were just out of my way, I could move forward and everything would be great. Yeah, but they're not going anywhere. In the presence of your enemies, imagine this, in the presence of your enemies, those people that are against you, fighting against you, trying to hold you down, those people will watch things be prepared for you, a table prepared for you, a table where you can be nourished and built up, a table that is where you can be fed, where you can be served. Now imagine just a beautiful banqueting table being prepared for you in the presence of your enemies. Now that's great, right? It's a thought. You're like, okay, yeah, I could see that. My enemies, they're hating on me. They don't want me to achieve. They want to hold me down. They want me to stay back where I've been. They don't want to see me necessarily in this new place of growth and development. They want me to just be my old me. They're not really wanting me to be the new me. They don't want me to be the developed me. But this table prepared before you, this spread of nourishment before you, something that can nourish you, something that can build you up, it's prepared before you. But the question is, if there is a spread in the table prepared for before you, are you actually hungry enough to eat? Are you actually hungry enough for that next level? Are you willing to, in the presence of your enemies, say, you know what? I'm not staying where you want me to be. I'm so hungry for where I want to go in life. I'm so hungry to serve my gift. I'm so hungry to make an impact. I'm so hungry to have an experience. I'm so hungry to deepen the depths of this relationship and enrich it. I'm so hungry that even though this enemy is here, I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to go in. I'm ready to go in and feed because I'm hungry for something greater. Right. And so when you look at your enemies, like, what, okay, what are those enemies? Perhaps the enemy is the enemy of failure. Perhaps you've tried some things and things didn't work out, and that enemy that is just there in your face, taunting you, talking trash to you, telling you that you can't achieve, you won't achieve, because you remember you failed last time. That enemy of failure is sitting there mocking you. But what are you going to say? Are you going to eat? Are you hungry enough to put your finger in failure's face and say, listen, I'm going to eat anyway. I see you sitting there, but I'm ready to eat. I'm hungry for more. And so this table that is prepared before you is a table of opportunity. But what will you do with the opportunity placed before you? Are you ready to confidently move forward and say, I'm going to dine in the presence of my enemy because my enemy is here? And yes, I see failure looking at me. I see low self esteem looking at me. I see fear looking at me. I see them. They're there. But guess what? I'm going to eat right in your face. I'm going to eat this opportunity. I'm gobbling it up. I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm going in and I'm going to enjoy my dining experience for more. I'm going to nourish myself with everything that is more. I'm not going to sit here and starve myself out because fear and failure and doubt and low self esteem and a negative self image and the echoes and the experiences of the past are sitting here haunting me. I'm not going to starve when there is a table of opportunity prepared for me. This is your moment. You get to move forward and say, listen, I'm hungry. Right? You ever been really hungry? Think about it, like your body is telling you, I'm hungry. And if you don't feed me, here's what's going to happen. If you don't nourish me, then we're going to continue getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And if you don't feed your life, guess what? Your life is going to start to die. And so I don't want you to just simply be hungry for just something to eat. I want you to be hungry and encourage you to be hungry for something that nourishes you. There is a difference. See, back in the day, a few years ago, I used to like Twizzlers and I could eat Twizzlers, but they weren't nourishment. Twizzlers weren't going to nourish me. They might make mouths happy, but they don't nourish me. Lately, this past couple weeks, I've been breaking out my blender and making smoothies, making green drinks. So I'll throw in some celery and I'll throw in some spinach and I'll throw in some kale and maybe an apple for some flavor, or maybe a banana here and there. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to make something that was nutrient dense so that in the face of my past, in my past, I had injury. I wanted to feed myself and nourish myself with something that was going to help me heal and something that was going to help me move forward. So here's what we do. We say, yeah, in the face of the injury, in the face of the pain that was existing or that might still be existing, I need to nourish myself for something greater. Where I'm going is going to require where I'm going and what I desire in my health and in my strength and what I want to accomplish. It requires a different type of nourishment. Healing nourishment is different than it really doesn't matter nourishment. I really have no game plan eating is different from healing nourishment. I'm just eating because it's there. It's different from I'm eating because I'm going there. And so the questions we get to ask ourselves is are we eating? Are we nourishing ourselves confidently for where we're going? Like, do you want that? Do you want to have yourself fueled up for the journey ahead? Even though you're walking through this valley, this dark place, there's evil around you, but you've determined I'm not going to fear that. No, no, no. I like it in the Bible. It says, "For you are with me," talking to God, like, God, you're with me, your rod and your staff, you comfort me. And so that in that place, in this place, we're walking through a dark place where we see evil, but we're refusing evil. God, again, I believe what I believe, but God God gives you an environment of comfort, some people, an environment where you can feel some comfort, like, oh, listen, I'm around my people, I'm around someone that cares. I find some comfort in this situation. There's a provision of comfort. And so guess what? So now you're in this provision of comfort and you say, oh, this is good nourishment. So what does it sound like? Comfort food. That's comfort food. That's the food that is nourishing you. You get around the right people, you get in that right space. And even though I'm walking through a dark place, even though there's evil, I feel comforted. And let me recognize that there is a table of opportunity prepared before me. And I get to eat, not from a fearful place. I'm not, oh, wait a second. Let me ask you this. Have you ever wanted to, have you ever tried to eat while you were afraid? Or have you ever tried to eat when your heart was just broken? You know how difficult it is when like your nerves and your energy, they're just on edge and you're trying to eat in a place where you are uncertain. It doesn't even, it's like eating a brick. Like it just doesn't go down well because your whole entire system knows you're not even safe right now. You're not in a place of comfort. And so your system is rebelling against this idea that it's going to be fed. It's like, I need to be in a safe place first. And so you get into that safe place, your rod and your staff, though that environment, it comforts me. So from a comforted place, now there's a table of opportunity prepared before you where in the presence of the darkness, in the presence of the evil, you get to nourish yourself. And as you move forward, the things that start to happen out of that place, game changing, life changing. Like you go from in that place when you start fueling yourself at the table of possibility, you go from a place of lack to a place of overflow. You go from a place where you're just kind of struggling through to a place where like good things, mercy, they're overtaking you. So this is why this journey is so important because we're moving out of one place and into a totally different place, totally different mindset, totally different way of operating, a place where you're able to nourish yourself and you're saying, look, I realize I'm at a place of peace. All month long, we've been asking the question, do you have a vision? And the reason why is because without a vision, people perish. Without a vision, there's no direction. But when you have a vision, when you decide that you are going to introduce the conflict of vision to your life, and the reason why it's a conflict is because vision announces that I want to go somewhere else and I desire something greater than where I currently am. So vision introduces conflict because it says now you have to change. And so in that change, we're walking through dark places where things are unknown. In that change, we have to deal and we have to hear and we have to see the enemies of our past telling us that there's been failure and that and that you have good reason to doubt. And look what you did before. And look how it messed up the last time you tried. And so you have those enemies, right? But you keep on going when you find that place where you say, no, I'm starting to find that this place of confidence where I have trust because I am taking action that I can actually move forward and I'm seeing my life change. I'm not simply hearing something, but I'm doing something. And action is the vehicle by which provision shows up for the vision. Vision, what you see. Pro, meaning in favor of. So now action says, I am in favor of what I see because your action announces that you support what you see. And so you're moving, you're nourishing, you're nourishing. Now, when you move forward, you start to realize, wait a second, wait. There are some things I've been doing, some operating in my life. And what I went through, the pain of yesterday, like I told you, when I had that surgery on January 12th, they laid and they took a blade to my body and they needed to make cuts. They needed to make incisions. They needed to disturb what was there in order to repair it so that I could be released into healing and into strength. And so when you make the decision, which means to cut something off, when you decide, I'm not hanging out with you anymore. I'm not going to be in this relationship with you anymore It's over. Why? Because I'm dying here. This is hurting me here. This injury is causing too much pain in my life. So this relationship is over. I have to make a turn. That is cutting something off. You're like, no, I got to make a cut. And then once you make the cut, guess what? The repair starts to happen. And you start to nourish yourself for where you're going, not where you've been. I'm not going back. I've been these last 3 weeks, I've been having to discipline myself in what I do so that I don't injure myself. I don't re-injure myself and have to go back to the hospital to get another surgery done. See, there's a process. You get the surgery, you start healing. You make the decision, you start healing, but you're not at full strength yet. No, you got to take your time. Don't rush. Let yourself heal. And how do you heal? In part, by nourishing yourself. My body is still trying to figure out what's going on. My body said, listen, a couple weeks ago, there was a hole and your intestines were pushing out. And so now what happened? Now you were cut. Somebody started cutting you. I don't understand that. Then they put something different on the inside to seal the hole. So my body is trying to figure out what exactly is happening in this new place. When you make the decision to cut off what has been because you're ready to move to that next level, your whole being is going to have to figure that out. Your whole entire being is going to be wondering, what is going on right here? Is he serious about this? Is he going to be committed to this? Is she serious? Is she for real? Or is she just going to call dude like, the next time she's lonely? Like, is he for real? Or is he going to go back and beg for that position back again? Or like, whatever it is, are you for real? Are you going to do the business that you said you were going to do? Are you going to start it? Are you going to write the book that you said you were going to write? Are you going to really do it? Are you going to cut off the fear and write the book? Are you going to cut off the fear and sing the song? Are you going to cut off the fear and make the post? Are you going to cut off the fear and propose? Are you going to cut off the fear and make a baby? Like what? What are you going to do? Like, I'm asking, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to cut off the fear and do the thing? Like, we've been together all these days. January 31st. Are you going to do the thing? And if you're going to do the thing, I want to know. I want to see it in the chat, in the comments. All right, what's the thing? What's the thing that you are going to do? Not put it off anymore. No more delaying it. No more, I'll get to it when I get to it. What is the thing that you are nourishing yourself to do? What is it? What is it? Because guess what? I touched on this a few weeks ago. Because once you make that decision, right? What was the accelerator that I said would come? The accelerator for the decision is love. Love is an accelerator. I told you that I was injured and I had carried the wounds and the injury for 7 years. 7 years I had this injury, carrying this injury around, having this injury. And then people in my life, they were loving on me. They were like, Brian, you need to get this done. Don't sit here and risk more injury. And so they're loving on me, and they're loving on me, and they're loving on me. And then I go and I get the surgery done. Because those that were around me, those that were in my ear were loving on me at such a level that I said, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I go in after 7 years of having this injury, one moment, a 2-hour surgery, boom, boom, boom. They cut, put some mesh in, they cover up the hole. And then 2 hours, the healing process begins. I had been managing miserable for 7 years. Love hits me hard. Love, 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 love. Go in 2 hours, makes a change. It's not going to take me 7 years to be back to full strength. The doctor told me, listen, you have 6 weeks. I need you to not do too much. I need you to be back off for 6 weeks. 7 years, 2 hour surgery, 6 weeks. Don't do too much. And then after that, ease back into it. They're not talking years before I'm strong. See, love is an accelerator. And because I am loving myself and those that are around me are loving on me, and those that are in my community, they're loving on me, sending me great vibes, sending me prayers, encouraging me. Guess what? Love is a healer that accelerates. Love gets some things done at a more rapid pace because the return of love is so great. See, you sow fear into your life, fear is going to slow you down. You sow love into your life, love is going to speed you up. So the next month is going to be fantastic because you can expect increase in acceleration because of love. Like, it's goodness gracious, it's an exciting moment when we start to realize what love does. Right? It's just an exciting moment because love says, don't do too much, Brian. Go ahead, take care of the healing process. Drink these foods. I mean, yeah, drink this drink, and eat these foods and get some rest and don't do too much. Right? Here love, right? Here again. Love gives directions. Love gives directions for how it wants you to proceed so that you can have strength. All right, we're not going to get too much into love right now. Plenty of time for that. But hear what I'm saying. Love is, we play love to be a little soft, and love isn't. Love is for real. It says, no, I have an expectation. This is what I want you to do because I want to accelerate you. And so when you act in love and you move in love, love says, I got you. I'm going to bring the harvest. You plant seeds of love, I'm bringing the harvest for you. But now here's the contingency. There's some conditions that love is going to bring. Love is then going to say, if you want me, I need you to move with confidence. Don't mess around. Love is not a mess arounder. Like, love doesn't want that. Love is like, be confident. Come here. I'm going to prepare a table in the presence of your enemies. I need you to be confident enough to nourish yourself, even though your enemies are there. I need you to go ahead. Go ahead. Take a bite of that opportunity. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sip on that experience there. Go ahead. Go ahead and enjoy it. Go for it. That's what love is inviting you into. Love is inviting you into an opportunity of growth, and love wants you to be courageous. Love wants you to be confident. Love says, I want you to trust me. Confidence with trust. Confide, trust, spoken trust into, confident, a person that you have trust in, confidant. It all goes back to trust. Love says, okay, we're about to have an experience. So I need you to be confident before you get here. I'm buying a seated stepper for my health. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see. Yes, that's what I'm trying to see. My other screen that's behind, but see, stepping into it. Seated stepper, stepping into it. Love yourself. It's time. Journal, have tea, get yourself the thing you've been looking at for months. Yep. That's it. Like, love yourself. It is time. Write it down. Have tea. Get yourself that thing you've been looking at for months. Yes. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I have my first book up on Amazon. Okay. This is not really a plug, but I got it done. It's a journal book, right? So I created a journal book. It's up on Amazon. when I started this year in this month, I was like, all right, I've been thinking, oh, I'm gonna do a journal, I'm gonna make 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 a journal. I don't know how, I don't know how. So I'm like, no, lock in. So I made it. It's done. Finished it. I named it Unapologetically Powerful. Get it done. So now it's in my hand. It's in my hand. It's done. It went from impossible to done. So now I'm like, now that I do it, I'm like, okay, no. Now I got to bring some more people into this. I'm like, no, there's more things that we have to get done. There are things we have to get done. We have to stop thinking that things are impossible. You have things in you. You have things that you can do. But if you sit there and you play with it and you doubt yourself, you'll never get it done. I'm telling you, this was in my brain at the beginning of the year. It's in my hand right now. Right? It didn't take years and years and years to get it done. No, it is finished. It is finished. It is done. And so like that's what this is about. Taking action. Like taking action. Right? When we realize that we have so much power in us to do something. We have so much power in us to get things done. In this journal, I created this journal book as a reference so that, like, on the back it says Cinderella Strong on the back. But I wanted it to be that it says discover purpose and live with passion. And each day in the journal, it has you make like a contract with yourself that you are going to go through this process and that you're going to actually take action, right? It's a journal book. You're going to take action. Quiet time, active wellness, aspirational wellness, relational wellness, and environmental wellness, where you start like thinking about your life and looking at, am I doing things in my environment, in my relationships? Am I taking care of my aspirations? Am I having quiet time? Am I taking care of my health? And you know, in those days, you write it down, you keep notes, unapologetically powerful. And I call them up notes. Kind of corny, but guess what? I'm corny. So, you know, you have up notes. Get them down, you have it, boom. You're able to look at your life and say, okay, yeah, I'm getting things done. I'm not just sitting here talking the talk, but I'm getting it done. I'm encouraging myself. And then you look back and you can see, yeah, I've been in this habit. I've been in this routine to get something done, right? How many people, you know, say, like, I've wanted to write a book. I've wanted to, you know, get something published. I've wanted to go on a date with this girl that I've been looking at, or this guy, or I've wanted to do something. That's why I ask you to say, all right, put it out there. Put it out there. Like, declare that you want it. Really, you have to admit it. Like, admit that you want something out of this life, and admit that the thing you want out of this life is the very thing that you can deposit into this life. I want to see more people achieve their goals. In this year, I said more people are going, people that work with me, I said, I'm going to help more people this year achieve, discover, and deliver the gift that is inside of them. That's my stance on this year. That is my mindset for this year. So, okay, here's a journal. Boom, people can write some things down. But guess what else? Because I know how to create a book now, guess who I can help? People that want to create a book. Right? So, like, this is the beauty of this. As you go through process and get things completed, you know what that does? It allows you to help somebody. That is why we are here. I want you to think about this. Stop being so selfish with yourself. Right? That makes sense. You're like, what, Brian? Stop being so selfish with yourself. Stop being so stingy with the love. Love yourself enough to free yourself to dream and do something. Why? Because someone needs you to finish the journey. Someone needs you to perhaps go on the journey with you. Someone needs you, right? And you start thinking like, you know what? Someone needs me because I finished it. Josh Production and I, we can talk about how to get a book done, get it up on Amazon. We can talk about how to do that now because now I'm like, okay, I did that, so I can help you through it, right? Once you go down that path, or if you go down that path with someone and you say, hey, listen, I'm going on this journey. You want to go with me? Let's not make this thing so complicated. A couple years ago, I went out to the Grand Canyon and I sat there and I was in they do that presentation, they tell you about the Grand Canyon, and I was amazed as I sat there and I really thought about the fact that people were traveling in a direction they had no idea where they were going. They didn't know what they didn't know. No GPS, they didn't have any, like, nothing. They had no frame of reference. They were simply going to discover whatever experiences were ahead of them. They were going to discover it. They just went together. They said, hey, we don't really know what's going to happen. Some people died along the way, some people drowned along the way, whatever. But they said, listen, we're going to at least go. And I remember I said, man, people back then, I was like, they were stronger than us. They were more, they were stronger than we are today. I was like, man, we don't want to we don't want to do things online. They were traveling across the country without a clue as to where they were going. With kids and covered wagons and horses, they're walking. We don't want to drive into a new neighborhood with a full tank of gas. I'm like, no, we got soft along the way. All of us, right? And so I'm like, nah, we need to develop our confidence because there's someone waiting for what you discover on your journey. Let me say that one more time. We need to move with confidence because there is someone waiting for what you discover on your journey. First of all, you're waiting. Guarantee you're waiting to find out what you discover. That's the only way you're going to know what you discovered is to go. As you go, there is someone else apart from yourself that needs to know, that will want to hear what you discovered on your way. What did you unveil on your way? I need to know. I want to know because I want to do that too. I'm curious about that and I want to do it too. So someone needs you. So don't be stingy. Don't be stingy with your love. Love yourself enough to be confident to take action. That's that's it. That's the message. Love yourself enough that in the midst of everything that's going on, all the hell that's been going on in your life, the enemies that are around you, the uncertainty of what you're going to do and how it's all going to work out, and having all the details, in the midst of all of that, give yourself enough love to take a bite of an opportunity and go. Go. Like, what else do you want to know? You've been looking for a sign. Here's your sign. Go. That's your sign. You got a go sign. Not the stop sign. This is a go sign. This is your time. This is your moment to go. I heard someone say this today. I'm going to wrap it up. He sat there and I went on Google and I checked it after he said it. He said the average age of the life expectancy of people now is about 78 years. And he said, so if you want to know something that really can get you going, something that can really motivate you and like charge you up, he said, take your age and subtract it from 78. He said, now some people live less than 78, others live longer than 78. He said, but 78 is the average. So do the math, 78 minus your age. And you say, this is about, according to the averages, about the time I have left. And then ask yourself, what are you going to do with that time? What are you going to do with the time that is available to you if we just live to be average. Now, here's my thing. I don't think you're an average person. So I think you're well above average. So I see you going beyond 78. Fantastic, right? Don't worry about 78. But just as a frame of reference, go ahead and work with the 78. What do you want to do? What do you want to get done? What do you want to see? What do you want to experience? What aspects of life do you want to dine upon? Not die upon, dine upon. What is going to nourish your life? Because look, we don't have forever to do human experiences. So take what you have and do something with it. That's what you get to do. So as you think about it, as you process tonight, know that you have an opportunity before you that you get to run with. This is your go time. This is your go time. This is your go time. 2022, go time. Stop looking for the stop sign. Stop looking for the things to talk you out of going. Stop listening to fear. Stop listening to doubt. Stop listening to the haters. Stop listening to the past failures. Stop listening to the what if it doesn't go right. No, that's not where we're at anymore. We've turned the page. We're turned the corner. Now it's time to go. And so with that, we are going to wrap up our January and we're moving into February. Confidence. We've laid a foundation of confidence. And in February, we're moving into love. And so in love, we're going to dig deep in love. Relationships that love, we're going to look at what love is and really kind of pick at it and see what we can find and how love impacts our relationships to the world, our relationships to one another. And we're going to move in it with confidence because that's what's needed. Why? Because love is an accelerator. And now it's time to accelerate. It's time to go higher and go faster. That is one of my most favorite. That's one of my most favorite things I think about when I'm on an airplane. The fact that in a moment, so you're sitting there and you're taxiing and you're on the tarmac and you're going and you use up a lot of energy getting up into the air. But when you get up into the air, when you start to elevate, you go faster and you can go farther at a quicker rate of speed. Why? Because you're now above the chaos. You're now above all the congestion. There are a lot of people down on the ground. On the lower levels of life, there will always be the masses. But as you go higher, you will be able to go faster because there are less obstructions. There's still challenges. There's still going to be turbulence, but you get to go higher and you get to go faster. And all of that energy that you've used getting off the ground is going to be worth it. So let me just tell you right now, what you have been fighting for, what has been trying to hold you back is because you were getting ready and getting prepared to go higher and to go faster than ever before. And that's what I believe. And so we're going to step into that. And so as we close out tonight, I want to do it as we've been doing it and just have a prayer, share a prayer with you. You don't have to believe what I believe. It's just encouragement. It's just a little pour into your cup to encourage you. And nothing spooky or nothing like that. It's just another way for me, the way that I believe, to love on those people and love on you that are in my life. Like, that's just what I believe. Like, hey, I pray for people I care about. I pray for people that I love. We're in this connection. We're in this family, and boom, that's what I do. So, and as you may notice, I always am thankful for these opportunities, and that's because you don't have to be here. And the fact that you choose to be here and share time is truly very, very valued. And so I appreciate it. So let me pray for you as we shut it down tonight. Father, thank you for this time and thank you for this day that you've made. this opportunity that you have given to us to live and move and exist and have our beings and to be able to process. And thank you for the capabilities that you have given us to operate in this world, to have dreams, to have ideas, to build relationships and connections with one another. Thank you for all of this. Thank you for um, our lives and the deposits that have been placed within our lives. I thank you for the potential of our lives, the power that is within our lives, and I thank you for the purpose of our lives. I believe that each one of us has a purpose. Each one of us has been uniquely gifted with an experience that if we can just harness it and unpack it and see the value in what you have given us, that we can do something to make an impact in this world, that we can have experiences that we can share with people, that we have love that we can bestow upon others, that all of us have something to give. And as we give it, I pray that you would bless us. I pray that you would pour out blessings upon each person that is here, either live or watching on replay. I pray that you would bless them tremendously as they align with the power and the purpose in their life, and as they serve their gifts to the world, as they give freely of themselves, as they love themselves into the freedom of moving in opportunity to make an impact. I pray that you would bless them financially, in their health, in their relationships, in their home, in their community, their environment around them. I pray that there would just be a flood of blessings that overtakes them, that their lives would be forever changed, and that they would look back at these moments when they decided to make change, and that they would see the change manifested. Thank you for the good seeds of January. Each session that we've had together, each time of connecting, thank you for these moments. Thank you for the messages that have brought life to us all. And I pray that as we shut down this month of January, that you would bless us as we move forward into the days ahead. We thank you in advance for all these things. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So, thank you all so much. It has been a fantastic month of just being connected. And like like I've been saying, next these days ahead are days of growth, days of development. And so even as even as I share, like I'm not just sharing with you. Like, listen, it's for me too. I oftentimes I sit and I listen to the things that are shared that I share because it's I hear them and I need to apply them as well. So um, sometimes things come out, a lot of times things come out that I've never even heard myself say. So it's pretty cool to go back and listen. But I know that the days ahead are going to be days of growth in lots of different ways. I know for me, you can anticipate that I'll be serving and sharing more, even more specifically in terms of topics. So that that's exciting. We'll be having different groups, and because people have asked me like, "Hey, do you?" In particular, it's like, "Do you do anything for men?" Like, okay, like that's cool. I'm like, I'm glad that request is there because as a man, I'm like, that's cool to be in an environment with other men that want to grow and talk and engage, like that's awesome. And so the fact that that request has been one that's been presented is something I'm really excited about because you know that those kinds of bonds are important. And as a person growing up playing sports all my life, I'm used to having teammates and brothers around, and I have two natural brothers. But like, hey, that's great. Just opportunities for growth. And so in this month, you'll hear me just sharing different topics. And but like I said, love is going to be the theme for the month. And scheduling might change up because my schedule is changing. But I'll give you heads up about that so that and we can hopefully plan accordingly. And obviously, I'll be recording things, and there'll be lives and replays. So all in all, we'll be growing together, and that's a good thing. But I'm going to shut it down for the night. I'm actually going to try to get some sleep. Body was chit-chatting with me a little bit today, and like I feel it. So I was like, okay, maybe I've been moving around a little too freely, thinking that I'm, farther along than what I am. So I'm gonna be cool and shut it down, let my body rest. But I appreciate you all. Have a fantastic night. Look forward to seeing you February 1 and stepping into love. I'm B.A. Shepherd, two P's, ARD, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Love y'all. See ya.